You're finally in the UFC. We've talked about this multiple occasions, two different occasions. What does it feel like to finally sign with the UFC?
I mean, it's awesome, man. It's literally what I've been working with for, what did I say, 10 years or something like that. And it's awesome to have finally my team behind me. The same training partners, same friends, all that stuff. And I'm just really proud to be able to say that from the first day I started training with South Shore Sport Fighting that I got this, that I'm still with them,
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
So, is there any point when you were in your training or just in your life that you kind of thought, oh, hey, this is an extreme possibility, or this is exactly something I want to work for? Is there kind of a point in your life where you can narrow that down to?
Not really, because when I started training as a kid, I just knew I loved to do it, and then the more I grew up, the more I just saw that everything I did just didn't click with me the same way that fighting clicked with me. I loved training and pushing myself and seeing the improvement every day, and I just didn't see the same self growth with other things as I did with fighting.
So you're fighting on short notice. You took this fight 4 weeks. Did that kind of factor into your taking this? Because I know a lot of people know you were very excited to be with the UFC.
Yeah. Oh no.
So what were your thoughts when they offered you 4 weeks?
I mean, if it was the day before and they had said, Manny, you're fighting in 1 day, I would have said awesome.
Yeah.
I think I told you before that they wanted me to fight Jimmy Rivera. They had put out a notice to fight Jimmy Rivera on 6 days notice, and it was Christmas Eve or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was out drinking these stupid little wine things with my girlfriend, and then then I got the message saying, can you be 135 in 6 days? And I was like in my head I'm like no, but but I'm like for who? And then for the UFC against the number 4th ranked guy in the world, and I was like, yeah, I can do that. So I was ready for that one. So having 3 weeks out is more than enough time, and I was just in training camp for my last fight. So everything went perfectly, I think.
So you're facing Albert Morales. He, like yourself, he's a very highly touted prospect. He's young too.
Yeah.
It hasn't been long since you've got the announcement, got the news that you're signing with the UFC. So you might not have really looked at him, but do you have any idea of what he fights like? What's his style?
Yeah. Funny story. I was watching him when he fought on that same card as Cub Swanson and Brian Ortega,
Mm-hmm.
and that was just one of the points where I was just like, dude, I don't know what I gotta do to be in the UFC. And so I'm watching all these fights. I'm watching these bantamweight guys, these 45 guys, and I'm just thinking man, I could totally be hanging in there with these guys. And that fight in particular was one that I was watching, and I was just thinking man, I wish I was in there with one of these two guys. And then fast forward 3 months or whatever it was, and now I'm gonna be in there with one of those guys. So it's kind of it was an opponent that even before this was announced, I was thinking about fighting. I think at lower levels, a lot of the hype gets kind of washed out. You can low level pro, because you can't make it to the UFC without fighting tough guys. When those guys lose, they kind of drop out, And so I think that I'm not sure exactly when they started looking at me, but I remember just thinking that I think it was after maybe one of the Almeidas or something like that. I started hearing some of the talk that was okay, you're 6-0, 7-0, this might be a real possibility for you at 8 or 9-0, And then I think that would have been the point where I noticed it most, that people were starting to say all right, you should be in the UFC by now. And then towards the end, towards 10-0, 11-0, I started hearing okay, this is ridiculous. Why aren't you in?
Is it kind of a little bit disappointing that we missed out on UFC Boston? It was a month ago.
Yeah. I mean, I love traveling though, so being able to go off some different places, and if you don't know me, I love food, and I love going out to different places to eat. So that's gonna be one of the highlights of obviously the fight too. But besides the fighting, one of the highlights is gonna be being able to see a different location and see what Florida's like, because I've never been there. But yeah, no, I would have loved to have fought in Boston in front of all my friends and family. I think we would have probably sold out the place. So
Yeah.
so if they decide to come back to Boston, they might want to put me on the card. So like, I mean, I think they want to test you out first. You know, like this is a UFC caliber opponent. I think he's a good opponent for me. Like we have almost the same amount of fights. This kid's good. He's tough. He's durable. He's got good hands. But he's not like Cody Garbrandt. You know, he's a good guy to test yourself up against. I think this fight's going to determine what direction we're going to be going, and so I'm going to try to finish him the best I can, and then once I do, I think we'll be off to a good start. Well, I mean, I know his strength is just like crazy durability. You know, he's super tough. He's got experience with some really good guys. He fought another local guy, Andre Sukumata. I always butchered his name. Yeah. Andre Sukumata. He's more of a striker, but he's got those long limbs for chokes, and you know, everyone in the UFC is good. There's no bad people in the UFC, so I think this is gonna be a good taste of what the future is gonna be like. So if I run through this kid, then we're in business. If I have trouble with him, I think it'll be a good test. You know, I fought enough that I know that you go into a fight with a plan and it never goes according to plan. Fights are always just so much crazier than what you anticipate. And I mean, even though the end goal of my fight always happens the way that that I want to usually, I just know that the way of getting there is always going to be different from what you plan. So what I just try to do is I try to embrace it. Like, I mean, I get nervous too, like walking in the like before I get into the cage, and this is going to be the biggest stage I ever fought on. But the second that cage door closes, I think I'm going to be like I'm just so happy to finally be in there, making a career of what I love to do. I think I'll be able to just let it all go and just fight my fight, because after that, I mean, obviously there's the fact that you could lose in the UFC, but I don't think I have anything to lose now that I've made it to this point. Now's the time that I step it up and prove what I can really do.
Yeah. I
think you guys only got like a taste of what I can do down in cage setting, so I'm so excited to show you guys what I'm gonna do to Albert Morales. I'm just gonna give it everything. No matter what the result is, like I feel like as long as that is the second we get into that cage and I could just throw everything I've got at this kid, I think that it doesn't matter who's around me, it doesn't matter where I am, it doesn't matter what town, what state, what cage, what promotion. It's all game on from there. So I wouldn't say there's anything to prepare that's different, but definitely it's definitely going to be just being able to fight the best fight I can possibly fight.